Hello world, it is Kage here, also known as Fuego del Sol, and I am about to give you my WrestleMania 32 predictions. Okay, before I get started, please go follow me on Instagram, Fuego del Sol _ like all my pictures, like my new page on Facebook, Fuego del Sol. Use the @ symbol and it should pop right up. Give that a like, and last but not least, follow me on Twitter, KBW_Kage. Now, before I get to my WrestleMania 32 predictions, I got a couple shout outs, big things I want to say. Big Time Mike, who is an ambassador of the KBW brand, who was the last KBW World Heavyweight Champion, is going to Altoona, Pennsylvania for WrestleCon coming up soon. It's a crossover event for three real big companies that I like in the backyard wrestling scene today: UWE, VTW, and the host of this event, APW. He's going up there. He's going to be in a match with a guy named Rick Rios from UWE. Please go subscribe to those channels. Subscribe to APW's channel so you can see WrestleCon here in the coming weeks and see Big Time Mike talk trash, drop elbows, throw suplexes, and lock in that BTA and represent Big Time Mike brand and KBW. Thank you. Thank you if you went and followed me. Also, I would like for you all to subscribe to us on YouTube if you haven't already. Like this video. Coming up, see, yesterday I uploaded a quick highlight video. If you're a big fan of KBW and you get the notifications, you're probably one of the 570 something people that liked it and watched it, and I thank you for watching it. But because of a copyright issue, I put it on private for now until we get that copyright issue resolved. It'll stay on private, but for those of you who did watch it and liked it, thank you, and I hope you like those videos. Going to be making more like that. For those of you who didn't see it, it was a Money in the Bank 3 highlight video. I clipped all the highlights with a cool song behind it and threw it up on YouTube real quick. Some of you saw it, some of you didn't. Hopefully I can move that back to public here soon and you can all watch it again. Big thing for me coming up, Fuego del Sol versus Lucha Licour was uploaded a couple weeks ago. Go watch that match, like it, tell me what you think. I also have a match I'm going to upload here soon, Kage versus Davey Vega, and then the big one that everyone's been wanting to see, the guy who hacked this account and put a video up, Sammy Guevara. It's going to be Fuego del Sol versus Sammy Guevara. We're going to have a match. I'm going to upload it here. You get to see it. I want you to tell me what you think of it. I don't like the guy, so we'll see how that goes. Now, let's get to the WrestleMania predictions. There's a lot of matches announced for the card. I'm excited for it. Not excited as I've been in recent memory, because there's so many injuries that happen to big name stars, especially stars I really like. Some guys like Seth Rollins. He's one of the major ones I feel like he's really missing for WrestleMania. Cesaro and Tyson Kidd. I love both of those guys. Big names like Orton and Cena are not going to be there, which is huge news. But they still managed to put together 3 big-time major matches, and unfortunately one of those happens to be Roman Reigns in the world title picture. I'm not a big fan of Roman Reigns as a world champion, but some of you are, so I'm going to give the predictions to it. But first, let's start with the pre-show card and then move up the list from there. Some of the main matches that I'm looking forward to, I'll let you know, but here is what is supposed to be as of right now on this day, which is March 31st. Which is a Wednesday, and Sunday is WrestleMania. These are my predictions. Maybe in a week, or if Sunday, if you watch and you think I was right, come back, check it out. Click, comment, say I was right, I was wrong. If you differ with my opinion, please let me know. I love to hear your feedback. I love to know what you want to hear. First match, let's talk about the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. In a way, I think, like, for those younger kids watching, WrestleMania is a huge event, and WWE is a business, and the wrestlers are their employees, and they want to try to fit as many of the employees on the WrestleMania card as possible. And they kind of throw a lot of the guys that you usually don't see on TV. It doesn't get a lot of TV time. The guys who are on Superstars and main event a lot, you never see on Raw or SmackDown, into that match just to give them something to do. But in a way, I feel like it devalues the name of Andre the Giant, because it's a memorial named after him, but you have all these per se jobbers, I don't like to call them that, but guys who are not getting the credit they deserve and TV time they deserve, and they just throw them in that match just to give them something to do. And plus, a huge deal to me right now, Bray Wyatt is not in any match. He probably will be in this Memorial Battle Royal, and if he's in it, I have a pick for him to win it, but I also have sources that say that Braun Strowman is going to win it. So I'm assuming the 3 healthy members of the Wyatt family, because unfortunately Luke Harper just got injured here recently. The 3 healthy members of the Wyatt family probably will be in the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. And if they're in that, I believe Bray or Braun, I believe one of those guys are going to win. Cesaro is presumably healthy, and he might be a surprise entrant. And if he's a surprise entrant, I would love to see him win. I doubt they do that. They're really high on Braun Strowman right now. I think Braun is going to win it. He's my main pick. But I hope if Bray is not doing anything other than the Battle Royal, then I'd hope he wins it. But I think he's going to be involved in something else, which I'll get to in a minute. Let's talk about the Usos versus the Dudleys. Just like the Battle Royal, it's up in the air. I really don't know who's going to win this match. In a way, I think it depends on who wins the later tag team match between the League of Nations and the New Day. The New Day has turned into good guys here recently, faces, as some of you might know. And I feel like they need a dominant heel team to face them after WrestleMania. But the only heel team in this match is the Dudley Boys, and they've already feuded with the New Day, so I don't know who's going to win this. If I had to give it to someone, I would give it to the Usos because they haven't got a win here in WrestleMania history, and I think this is going to be their first win. They're going to beat the Dudley Boys. The older Dudley Boys are going to put them over. Then again, the Dudley Boys have been in prominent roles on SmackDown and Raw recently, helping out Triple H, so you never know. They may get a victory out of this. Another match that just recently got added is the 5-on-5 Divas match. It's a 10-man tag team match. And I am upset that Eva Marie was named the 5th man. I love all those women on that team except for Eva Marie. I think she's got a long way to go before she should be considered a WWE wrestler. At least on the main roster, she still needs to work. There was rumors that Bayley was going to be the 5th woman, but Triple H vetoed that and said he didn't want her there. I think she'll debut on the main roster, though Monday night after Raw, after WrestleMania, the Raw after WrestleMania. But I think the Eva Marie, who is a bad guy on a good guy team, is going to cost them in some way. And the Lana's team, the Blonde and Bad, I think they're calling themselves, Bad and Blonde, are going to get the victory because of Eva Marie. I'm excited to see Lana wrestle. I'm glad Natalya and Brie and Alicia and Paige are all doing something, even though they're not in the Divas titles match. And there's also rumors that Monday Night on Raw, they're going to rebrand the Divas division as the Women's division. They're going to get a new title belt named the Women's Championship. So we'll all see about that. But as my prediction, Eva Marie screws the good guy team, the Team Total Divas, and Bad and Blonde wins that match. Those are the only 3 matches right now talked about for the pre-show card. Kalisto versus Ryback might also be involved in that. I'm really shocked that Kalisto and Ryback are in a singles match. They really haven't built that up well. I really like Kalisto, but I know how WWE is about big guys. I'm not happy that Ryback turned into a bad guy because I was really enjoying him as a good guy. He was kind of like, he was doing new moves, bigger stuff, and I was kind of starting to enjoy him a little bit. I'm not a huge fan of Ryback, especially because he's turned into a Big Show or Kane, where they turn back from good guy to bad guy, face to heel so much that I don't enjoy him anymore. But I would hope Kalisto wins. Maybe that's just the small guy in me that loves small guys and high flyers. But I think Ryback's going to win, unfortunately. So I hope Kalisto's going to win. But I'm being realistic. I think Ryback will be your United States champion coming out of that. Even though I think Kalisto could be the next Rey Mysterio for the WWE. And I hope they keep him going. But he's also in the tag team. So who knows exactly about that. I would love to see Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn as the singles match. And Kalisto's title be thrown into the ladder match. That would be one of my wishes. But unfortunately that's not how it's going. And I don't book WWE. So I don't know. But let's move on now to Kevin Owens' match, the ladder match. I think that'll start the show, the main show of WrestleMania. It'll be the ladder match just like last year. I'm going to go ahead and go out on a limb here and say Kevin Owens retains the title. The only person I think that could take the belt from him in that match is Sami Zayn. But I think he's going to go ahead and feud with Sami Zayn afterwards. I think Sami will be right at the top, about to grab the title. Owens will push him down, climb up, keep the belt. They'll feud after WrestleMania. I'm glad Zack Ryder's in that match. Unfortunately, Neville got injured. He was supposed to be in that match. Zack Ryder got put in. Hopefully, Zack Ryder does something huge, gets some shine. I was a big fan of him back when he did the YouTube show and got all that mainstream attention and was getting cheers from the crowd. I've always been a Zack Ryder fan. Some of you aren't. Understand that. So that's my pick. Kevin Owens retains the title. He'll feud with Sami Zayn afterwards. The Divas title match. Originally, I thought it was going to be Sasha versus Charlotte, just one-on-one, but they added Becky to it. It's going to be an interesting dynamics. They've all had amazing matches in NXT. The matches on the main roster haven't been as good, but I think with time, if they get a good amount of time, which is hard on the WrestleMania card because people like to go over on their time slot, each match is given a certain time, and it has to end, begin and end between that time. So people like to go over it, which cuts into other people's time on the card. So if they get good time, I think Sasha walks out as your Divas champion and then renames the title next night as the Women's champion. And as well as Bayley coming up to feud with her on the same night. Let's talk about the New Day versus League of Nations. We're not sure exactly if this is going to be a tag team titles match or not. There's been rumors that it's going to get changed to where it's going to be a 4-on-3. There's rumors that it's going to be a 3-on-3, and then there's been rumors that it's going to be 2 men defending the championship against 2 men of the League of Nations. I don't know what's going to happen. The Rock's role has not been determined yet, but I think The Rock, this is my prediction, tell me if I'm right or wrong Sunday, he will be involved at the end of this match, and the New Day will retain and win and go on to be bigger stars because of this. It's going to solidify their babyface turn, their good guy turn, and they're going to win the match. That is all of really the undercard, and the 3 big matches they've been building to has been the Hell in a Cell between Shane and The Undertaker, the street fight, the no-holds-barred match between Brock Lesnar and Dean Ambrose, and then the World Heavyweight Championship match between Roman Reigns and Triple H. Now, I am very excited to see Dean Ambrose versus Brock Lesnar. I think Dean Ambrose did amazing with the promos leading up to his triple threat match at Fastlane with Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. He clearly showed that he could be the top babyface. He had an amazing match with Triple H at Roadblock. I really could see him beating Brock Lesnar and go on to have a championship later this year. Unfortunately, they're so high on Roman Reigns, I don't think that's going to happen. If Dean Ambrose does win, it's because the Wyatt family interferes and screws Brock Lesnar out of the belt. The reason I say this is because of the interference a couple weeks ago on SmackDown. I could see, especially because Bray Wyatt doesn't have a match, him being involved in that big match scenario. That would lead to the Wyatt family versus Brock Lesnar to feud down the line at SummerSlam and through the months. I think it'll be Bray versus Brock. There's even been rumors of Braun versus Brock, which I don't want to see that much because I love Bray Wyatt. So we'll go with Bray interfering, costing Brock Lesnar, and Dean Ambrose wins. It's a bold prediction, but I think that's how it might go. Let's talk about the Hell in a Cell match. Shane O'Mac came back. Insane, incredible, mind-blowing. And now he's fighting The Undertaker. It's a very big dilemma between these two men because I don't want Undertaker to retire, or at least I don't want this to be his last WrestleMania. He can still wrestle on Raw and stuff afterwards. But then again, Texas is his home state, and if there was a way for him to go out, it would be in a Hell in a Cell match in his home state. And I could see him retiring this year. But I feel like he's in some of the better shape that he's been in the last couple years, and I would think he would continue on to wrestle at least one more WrestleMania, which he could do if Shane wins. He could reinstate him and reverse Vince McMahon's decision, but I think WWE doesn't like to do that. They like to stick to something. If Shane wins, he gets control of Raw, and that is the main reason I want to see Shane McMahon win, because I think it could turn the wrestling world upside down, maybe a brand split. But the fact is, that match Sunday, whether Shane wins or not, is going to be insane. The dive he did on Monday Night Raw was incredible. He drove all the way across to the other side of the announce table from the top turnbuckle and elbowed Undertaker. It was great. It gets me so excited. That's the match I'm probably looking forward to the most. This WrestleMania is going to be Undertaker versus Shane, just because I don't know what Shane will do. Hopefully he does something crazy. Plus, I think it's going to be an insane match. So my pick is Shane McMahon. There could be interference in that. We'll see how that goes. Last match, Roman Reigns versus Triple H for the world title. Okay, I'm going to go some obvious choices here, the obvious routes, the obvious winners, and then I'm going to go some crazy routes with this. It's the final one. Roman Reigns was supposed to win the belt last year at WrestleMania. I'm so glad Seth Rollins cashed in, changed all that, because Roman Reigns has been getting booed out of the building. I think Roman Reigns is a great wrestler, but he's not as good as some of the people on the roster, like a Dean Ambrose, who has the whole crowd behind him. I think someone like Dean Ambrose, who has wrestled longer than Roman Reigns, should be champion. Do I like Roman Reigns? Yes. Do I think Roman Reigns would do good better as a heel? Yes. Could he turn heel at WrestleMania? I hope so. Or the night after WrestleMania? I hope so, but I think, this is my prediction here, the obvious choice, he beats Triple H, he walks out, the final shot of WrestleMania is Roman Reigns holding up the title once and for all as your WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Now, they could be doing a double turn at WrestleMania. This is some of the crazier options where they, in the same match, they turn Roman Reigns into a bad guy and turn Triple H into a good guy, especially with the crowd there. That could happen. And Roman Reigns just destroys Triple H and beats him down to where he turns heel in that match, which I would like to see a heel Roman Reigns as champion, because that would work better with the crowd reactions he's been getting. But we don't know that yet. There could be interference in that match where Vince McMahon interferes and screws. And say Shane McMahon wins earlier that night. Well, what would Vince McMahon do then, because he lost control of the company? Well, if he gets the champion on his side and knows that Triple H is now out of power and gets the champion, he has some leverage. So maybe Vince McMahon could screw Triple H and get Roman Reigns to turn heel and as the champion and have Roman on his side to fight Shane and the authority now of the WWE. Who knows? Crazy suggestion. I think I got all the matches. That's the main three I'm looking forward to are Dean versus Brock, the ladder match for the Intercontinental title, and last but not least, Taker versus Shane. I also think the New Day could be good, but I think they should have been fighting someone else instead of League of Nations. I love the New Day. It's going to be a great WrestleMania. Not as good as previous years, but last year I wasn't as hyped as for it as like I am this year, but they still put on an amazing show. So who knows what WWE has up its sleeve. We could see a great WrestleMania. Hope you liked this video. Sorry it was kind of long. Tell me what you think of it. Tell me if I'm right or wrong. Tell me your predictions below. Please go follow me on all my social media like I told you at the beginning. Watch the upcoming videos. Thank you. I'm Kage, also known as Fuego del Sol, and I am out of here. See you.